to show it. Oh, Mahar, I appreciate you being back on, man.
Let's go.
It's been forever. Been forever.
How long would you say?
Okay, so I think it was probably around this time because it wasn't cold when we podcast. So I would say 2 years now. And a lot has happened in those 2 years, man, for both of us. And I think it's nice to go down memory lane just a little bit.
Let's do it.
And then we'll get into everything that's new. So with me, I think I was still with my son's mom at the time. We were dealing with that hardship. And we're no longer together. We're no longer even really talking for real. But through that time, I've noticed that finding something that you're able to consistently have helps with hardship. So with working out or with podcasting, showed me that, yeah, this can hurt, but you can use it in other aspects of your life as well. And at that time, I didn't understand that, man. I didn't want to break up with her, or I didn't want to say different things or do different things just in case I'm like, damn, maybe I do miss her, or maybe I messed up. Mm-hmm. And I waited so long that, of course, I got, what is the word I'm looking for, knowledge about all this extra stuff, but I also got different insecurities. Not a lot to say that I can't look in the mirror or I can't do this, but insecurities like, am I romantic enough now? Or how can I get back to the man that I wanted to be? Because now I don't even trust women. I don't trust.
You was more of a lover boy.
Yeah. Now it's like, and then another thing that really messed me up is I started getting handsome.
You started getting what?
I started getting handsome.
Handsome. It started going to the head.
Man, and these women, it wasn't a lot, but
oh shit, that's funny.
Messing with these women, and I'm like, this is not really what I want. Like, it's cool, but man, there was this time this girl put her clothes on so fast, I was like, damn, we didn't even like enjoy anything. I was like, at a certain point when...
Wait, I missed that part.
Oh.
I missed that part.
Okay, so we're having sex.
Okay.
Yes.
If y'all see us doing this...
And there's flies.
Yeah. We in the liquor store, people running in and out, so that's a little bit of flies.
But yeah, so that moment right there wasn't like the defining moment, but that was the moment I look back on. It was like, Julian, is this what your life is going to consist of?
Yeah. Different
women, different interactions. You can't even connect on a deeper level because now you're just worrying about getting an objective done. You're not sitting here planning or planning something for the future. And 2 years ago, I thought the man that I am now would have been good. But now that I'm here, I'm like...
It come with a whole other set of problems.
Yeah, right. Because not only do I look good, I have to now perform good in life. Not even sexually. Just in life. Do I have my shit together? Is my son good? Is my car running? And when you start only chasing one thing, you start to lose track of
other stuff.
And it really spirals you into, into a hole of, now I'm alone for real. And even though you was getting these attention, it felt like it was begging for attention. They would leave me on scene, and then the next day I'm still saying good morning type shit, you know? And it wasn't, like I said, to even get to know them. And I had to sit back and be like, man.
I see what you're saying when you say you had an objective in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to sit back and be like, man, this is not the move.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course it hurts that she is over there doing what she's doing or she did what she did. Live your life.
Yeah.
Like it's
but
not.
That stuff literally causes trauma.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until I think 3 different women left me on scene this one day. Oh no, I told this girl Happy Mother's Day, and all she said was thank, not thanks or thank you, just THANK, thank. And I was like,
that kind of stung.
I was like, all right then. Baby called her a bitch. I was like, all right then, bitch. Delete. And then after that, I deleted all the females on my Facebook and Snapchat. And I was like, you know what? Let me just figure out what I got to do. Because with podcasting or with comedy, repetition is the key. And if I'm over here chasing shit, I'm not doing what I need to do. Mm-hmm. So that's the big thing that I learned in these last 2 years. Of course, as the podcast people know, all the weightlifting stuff that I've done, but I feel like they're tired of hearing that. This is really the main thing that I've learned and grew from. And it really still stings right now because I don't want, how can I, so when I see my son's mom, I'm like, oh, I can't stand you. Like, I don't want happiness for you. I don't want, and it's not that I'm going out of my way to cause unhappiness. It's just, what you did to me, I want it to be done to you.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I'm not that type of nigga to do that to you.
Bro, I think heartbreak is like essential for a man's development. I think it's essential because look at how much you've grown and developed since then.
Right.
Like you shredded like over 100 pounds, and that's just the physical aspect of it. But the habits that you developed, the consistency, the things that you putting into your body, the things that you just invest in yourselves in, like it just made you a way better Julian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree. And I used to get upset with people who would say, oh, I had to go through this to be this person. And I was like, I don't want people to accept trauma as a reason of growth.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, sometimes experience or being in the shit gets you.
It can kind of
right.
jumpstart it.
Right, but I was never the type of one to be like, I needed my heart broke to be this man. Like, I would to hope that me being just me, I would have eventually gotten there, you know?
Yeah.
And
it probably would have took a little longer.
yeah, it took a little longer, but hopefully the man I am deep inside would have manifested without that heartbreak. Because again, it comes with the negative aspects. You know, like I said, I don't trust women.
Yeah,
I don't have a sense of like care. Because to me, it's, I'm the lover boy, but you over here getting busted down by ghetto boy. I'm not. He can't even fight.
By Kwon.
Why do these girls fuck with niggas who can't fight? That makes me so mad.
I don't know.
Oh,
man.
anyway, that's neither here nor there.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole another podcast. Huh?
Man. But yeah, it's just.
You know, they say good guys never win, man.
Yeah.
That's what they say. When you're just a lover boy, man, it's easy for them to. So, I got a friend who been doing a lot of studying over like psychology, and the main thing that he's studying is like the female mind when it comes to attraction. And what they're attracted to, women will tell you all of the things that they want, but if you give them all of those things that they want, sometimes it can kill the attraction that they have. You know, like a woman, she wants to be like your number one priority. But if you give her that, she loses attraction. Yeah. Like you should always prioritize like not just yourself, but like your bigger mission. Yeah. That's kind of how I structure mine, please.
No, it makes sense because when we all get bored with something. There's a new iPhone that comes out every year. Yeah. It's the same damn thing. Yeah. So when you're giving these women everything, it's like, fuck, maybe I do want a nigga that maybe punch me in the eye from time to time. Or maybe I want a nigga to cheat on me. Like, these are the type of things because you get so comfortable and we live in a world where that's not reality. Being comfortable is not reality to some people. They don't think that it can be had. But when you look at, I mean, I don't want to look at other people's lives, but successful people like LeBron and his wife, that attraction is still there because they probably have their own shit going on to where when they do spend that quality time, it's genuine. Yeah. Or she has her own life outside of him, so we start to level ourselves out, you know, like becoming your own person. And when you start to depend on somebody, it's like, man, this nigga, he's just around all the time. Like, and I feel like men are the worst at that.
At what part?
At being too attached to their female. To me, if my girlfriend was to go, because I don't go to like clubs and shit, but if she wanted to go to a club with her friends and shit, and she wanted to dress nice, I'm not the type of nigga to be like, why are you dressing like that? Why are you this? Because to me, it's like, if she is not sexually assaulted, whatever she does is on her. You feel me? Yeah. So I can't do anything about it. But I also want to be confident with myself to give her everything she needs and wants that I don't have to worry about that. And that's why I feel like the level that I'm at now is not the level I should be at or I need to be at to start dating now. Like, you know Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
So I think he said it, but he manifests this a lot. But he's like, everything that I have, do you think she can get from another nigga? Money, cars, traveling, nice food, all those things. And it's not like I'm buying love, but you get to a certain point to where you're comfortable with yourself and you have everything you need, that now she is like wanting to leave, because it's like, man, where can I, this is the best that I can get.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
if he finds me attractive and I please him in certain ways and he giving me everything, what is a broke nigga gonna give me?
Yeah.
Or what is another nigga gonna give me that he already can't? You feel me?
I get it. That's essential for. There's certain like laws. There's certain like just laws that's on earth. Women are bound by a law. Hypertrophy. Like they want a guy who's above them.
Mm-hmm.
They want someone who's superior than them, who's stronger than them, who's taller than them, who's more intelligent than them, who makes more money than them. That's like embedded into them. It's like a law. That's really what they want. Like that's why women who make money have a hard time with finding a husband.
Yeah.
Because you got to get someone who's at least there or above. Women always want to marry up. So if you want to like get into a certain pool of women who's prettier, who has more status, really, bro, if you want multiple women, this is what I believe. Increase your value as a man. That's the quickest way. Like
Right.
you immediately start increasing your value after that breakup with your lady. Like you started working on yourself, pouring into yourself, and now your pool of women is just increased.
Yeah. And what's crazy is me and her started boxing together. So I was weightlifting because I was unemployed for like a year. So I was weightlifting for a little bit, and then I got a job overnight. And that's when I was going. So I was like, you know what, let me find something else. So I went back to boxing, and then I found HAC.
Yeah.
And me and her started going to
Shout
HAC.
out to HAC.
Man, that thing.
Shout out Sam, man.
Sam and HAC literally gave me my life.
For
Like,
real?
not even back, because I was always big. I was always fat. So it's not giving me my life back, it's giving me a life. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, I remember being in there my first day.
Bro, you had the hair,
Yes, bro,
Now you
my
got the clean
goodness.
cut. You done lost 100 pounds.
169.
169
We gotta
pounds.
throw that one out there. That's it, the other 69 shit. That was
Almost
crazy.
2. Let's round up.
Yeah.
Almost 2. Can I round up?
You can.
might
Let's
not.
just say 170 to round up, because
Man,
200.
I'm gonna round up to 200, bro.
Man.
I don't care. Bro, 169.
Ah.
Bro,
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Let's do that, because
Okay.
again, I did put on that muscle.
you put on some muscle. Come on,
Which
bro.
I've been enjoying, man, because when I look back at the pictures, I was a lot slimmer, but when I look now, I'm more defined.
More
I'm
filled
like,
out.
okay, baby.
Yeah.
Because I was running a lot more when I was smaller.
I see you doing pull-ups today on your.
Hey, man, they're assisted pull-ups, you feel me? But they're there.
Bro, your back coming in.
Hey,
bro.
it is, man. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy back, like the physique of my back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a different machine over there, but that shit's harder now. Because I have to put it at the lowest weight because to still counteract me.
Yeah.
But I don't know, either I got heavier than the last time I did it or what, but man, I was struggling today. I almost
Bro,
died.
if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, because I stopped weightlifting for like 2 weeks, and then I went back to boxing. But then I was like, you know what, I miss it. You
Yeah.
know, let me get back into it. And then another reason I wanted to give my joints a break, because it felt like just lifting all those heavy weights and punching and shit, it was causing a lot of like wear and tear.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, you know what, let me just not lift as heavy.
Yeah.
Not that I was lifting heavy to begin with, but of course I was trying to see like, okay, maybe I'm a little stronger this week, or maybe I'm a little stronger the next week. But now I'm just trying to do what I can, what my body's comfortable with. And then what really scared me about just my body in general is I ran 6 miles straight once at Planet Fitness, and the next day I tried to run back to the gym, and my right knee felt like I tore something.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctors, and they were like, man, you just got tendonitis,
Hey, you just need to give it a break.
basically.
Yeah.
And it scared me because I was scared to run for, I think I was out for like 2 months or something. It was a long time.
Yeah.
But then what I've noticed is my body gives me a feeling that, hey,
Yeah,
nigga,
talk to
we're
you.
back. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what I was doing, I put the incline on like 8 and then the speed on like 1.7, 1.5, and I'd walk backwards, and that would strengthen my knees. And this one day, I was walking backwards, and my body was like, I feel like I want to run.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned around and ran a mile. I was like, we're back.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I first started running long distances, that's how it felt. So when I first started, I would run to a tree on Riverside, or I'd run to a pole. And then there was just one day I was like, man, my body feels like it wants to run longer.
Yeah.
So I ran half a mile.
It's a term for that, like listening to your body. I can't remember what it is though.
I don't know, but it was crazy. It really felt like, because of course I was walking at first, and I was like, man, it feels like I want to walk faster. And then it just kept going and kept going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the most I've ran is 6 miles. I'm trying to do the color run here in a couple months. Hopefully it's soon. They have no date and shit about it, but I want to run my first 5K. I think that would be dope.
How long is 5K? How many miles is that?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nothing because me and my son, we park at 54th and Riverside. There's like a little parking area.
Right.
We run down to 41st and then we run back. That's 3 miles.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Well, he rides his bike, so he's a little cheap. He's cheap.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
He hanging in there. It been
Man,
hot out here.
it does, and he does a really good job. He's in basketball now. I'm his coach.
Dang.
That's a good time. Yep.
That's lit.
We had 2 games already, and what's funny is, I think some of my kids, or almost all of my kids, are first years, and they don't understand that when the game is going on, you can't just have a conversation. My son during the game looks at me, Pumpkin, something, and then a kid airballs, hits him on the top of the head, and he's just still talking. I'm like, son, you're embarrassing us out here.
You gotta play ball, man.
Man, do something. And there's this little girl, she was like, can I go talk to my mom? I'm like, after, timeout or something. She was like, but I really need to go talk. I was like, just go talk to her then.
Bro, that's
Fine.
crazy.
I'll play defense for us. I don't know, man.
That's funny as hell.
Yes, but it goes to show that
There go window right here.
with these 2 years.
What's going down?
What's up, man?
Man, we finna get you all the clients and customers, man.
All the
Y'all
clients
doing
and
a
customers.
podcast?
Doing a podcast.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop the phone. Yes, sir. Man, this is my uncle cousin shop, man.
Hey, what's up? I'm Julian.
Good wonder.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir, man. You stopping by making sure everything running.
No, I'm just dropping out some. We ran out of bags and stuff.
Hey, if y'all ever need some sea moss, come up to the shop. Obviously, if you need alcohol, this is, well, I guess
It's
ain't
nice.
obvious.
It's really nice.
You know what I'm saying? We over here ducked off, you know what I'm saying? Getting to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. See, that may get me something, because like I said, me and my family is
Y'all don't drink.
yeah, but I do a little
A
little
something.
can.
Yeah.
Twisted. Those twisted ITs, man, they come with a gun label.
A gun label?
Man, you remember that guy who hit that white dude with the twisted tee? It was like a couple years ago.
I don't.
Oh,
Is that what made it like super popular?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I might remember.
Everybody was like, man, you need a concealed carry with these twisted tees. He hit that boy hard as hell. But yeah, but like I was saying, it goes to show with anything in your life, consistency really rules life. And even though I struggled relationship wise, everything else has gained tremendously. Of course, I'm still struggling with being the type of man who follows commandments. Of course, the porn thing and having sex with these women had really been not toying with me, but wearing down on me.
Yeah.
And there'd be days, man, I'll just be sitting there and like, God don't want to talk to me. Of course, there's that scripture that he don't hear sinners, so why am I even praying?
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think that's what really gets me in a rut majority of my time. Because even though everything's been good these past 2 years,
Yeah.
those things that I tell myself has really been something I needed to focus on. It's cool, airing it out to people. It's nice helping people with their problems, but when you don't have a podcast, when you don't have anybody to really talk to, it just sits there. That's why I feel like it's hard for creative people to like live a happy life. I was watching, what's his name? Damon Wayne, one of the Wayne brothers. He was on Club Shay Shay, and he was like, if I have a thought, I just have to write it down. Like, I have to just at least get it out of my body. Because if not, I'll think about it all day. And that's what it is with me with almost anything. If I sit here and dwell on it, I'm going to not have a good time. Or it's going to make me think about things that are not really accurate.
Right.
And that's why I was grateful to have this podcast, because I know, of course, you're going to tell me how it is, but also understand.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? Some people, especially people who I talk about with like weight loss or just working out, they're like, oh man, you can't give up. Keep going. But you're out of shape. Don't tell me to keep going and you're out of shape. You don't know what it's like. You don't know.
Bro, that's true.
Yes,
that's
bro.
true.
It
What
makes
you're
me
saying is
so
true.
mad.
It's true. Bro, having a community, like, even if it's a community of people who's out of shape, but they watch you getting in shape and see your transformation, it's almost like you don't even want to let them down. Like, you gotta they holding you accountable almost.
Right. That's what it feels like. And
Yeah.
even though they're not saying it, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's pretty unique because there's like 10 people on Facebook now that are now working out. And I was like, I wonder if everybody would start working out if I never worked out.
Yeah,
You know?
bro.
And I always wanted to be that individual, especially with the podcast, to inspire somebody even if I don't know it.
Bro, influence is a skill.
Yeah. And sometimes I sit here and be like, I wish I did know, just to like help me a little bit. Because of course, when you have those days like tendonitis and you can't run, and you see everybody else run, and you're like, am I really even doing anything? Like, am I the type of man that I think I am? And it really
It sounds like you be in your own head, man.
a lot. But
You need some more people who gonna hold you accountable in person, like, especially with the Bible too. Though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you
Nothing
guys
too crazy, but
right. And I mean I know you and the camp always invited me and things like that. But to me, I just never felt. To me, I never felt comfortable because I feel like
you know
different.
where you should be or what?
that, and I feel like we're just different.
Okay.
You know, and of course, me and you like anime and different things like that. But it's just
That's kind of the best.
I never
part,
had.
though.
Yeah, I never had to join a new friend group or a new group. Like I never had to do that.
Yeah.
So that I just feel like the out, and then I never felt like the individual to follow.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like,
They don't feel comfortable.
yeah,
But that's kind of the best part too. So I got two things.
Mhm.
One is having people that's different is a strength. Like having people that's different around you is a strength.
Right.
Because they can be good at or have experience at stuff that you haven't experienced. So they can just know certain things about life that you might not know. And then the second part is after being in the camp since like 2019, so how many years is that? 6?
yeah,
6 years, I noticed that a lot of people in some shape or form struggle with some of the same underlying issues. And it's like just like part of it is like being held accountable and just like having someone being over you in a certain way. Like we're grown as hell.
yeah,
Why do I need to report to anybody? But what I learned is like so many of the problems that other people have, it stems from that. But I never had a problem with that because I always played team sports. I always played, well, just sports in general. Like, you know, I did Taekwondo for a lot of time in like when I was a child, like middle school
yeah,
and up. So like just structure and order, and then living with my father. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to him. Being with him, it gave me a lot of structure and order, and he just had structure and order. It made me do certain things I didn't want to do.
Right.
And then team sports, and then just going into the Bible it is discipline, structure, and order is wisdom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's half the battle, bro.
right.
That's half the battle.
And I see that's how we're different. So my dad didn't give me structure. I didn't live with my dad. I lived
Okay.
with my mom.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Boys need their fathers. Girls
They
need
do.
their fathers as well.
They
Fathers
do.
are fucking important.
They do.
You feel me?
Just being there,
Man.
you got a masculine spirit that just certain things is different.
Real men, not just boys who say they're fathers and things like real fathers. And when you said
there every day, bro.
yeah, and when you said your dad made you do things you don't do, I do that with my son. Look, nigga, I don't care if you don't want to do it. You're
Yeah.
going to do it.
You're gonna do it.
Because one, of course he don't know, but the discipline.
Yeah.
But two, it's like you said, reporting to something higher than you. So when you grow up, you have that humility.
Yeah.
You don't just
That's
think
strong,
you can
bro.
run because having humility is not the same as submitting to somebody. It's understanding that you don't have to act a certain way to get a certain type of respect. I was at this place and this lady, her badge said, "I match energy, so watch how you talk to me." And I was like, I think that badge is funny.
Yeah.
Because I don't match energy. I give my own energy. I give a masculine energy to whomever.
Yeah.
If there's a group of people outside, I'm walking, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
You're just normal.
right,
Be
because
yourself.
I'm not no bitch. You feel me? Like, even though I'm not tough, I'm not any of this, it's, and plus, of course, if they're black men, I gotta say hi to them, you feel me?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just like, walking around to where, because, let's just say they did see you as prey if you didn't say nothing. But then you say something, you're like, oh, okay, maybe he's not a pushover, or maybe he's not.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, you just have to live in your own reality and make it to where you're comfortable and safe regardless.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with just being in their truth and just being authentic with where they are at in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people are trying to make it look like they're here in life and they're not. Especially we live in a generation of just like information and social media and influence and Instagram and supermodels and the camera's always rolling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got smartphone, everyone has a smartphone, everyone is just trying to portray a certain lifestyle, so it's like some people I just think people struggle with just being authentic and being real with where they're at. You don't gotta have everything all together how people making it look on social media. A lot of them people don't have it like that.
Right.
A lot of them people are lying. A lot of people make it seem like they got this much money, this much this, and a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't know if you saw my post the other day, but I put, imagine looking up to somebody who don't love themselves, like these celebrities or like these influencers. You really think when that phone goes off, they're just the same person you just saw them being
Right.
recorded?
Right.
You know, I mean, even with me, like, there's days I turn this off and the person leaves. I'm like, fuck, I'm still sad or I'm still down. But then I get on here and talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't get on here
It's
and
kind of like therapy for you.
yeah, I don't get on here and be like, oh, what's up, chat? Happy again.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
You can't do
I
it.
can't.
You should try it.
I can't fake the I can't fake the funk, man. Like, to me, I can't, because to me it makes me feel like a weak nigga or like a hypocrite or a liar. Like, I used to be that man. I don't want to be him no more. You know,
I feel that.
and especially like reading the Old Testament and seeing how men really portrayed themselves. It's like, do you really think they would hide their feelings or hide their emotions or hide even what they have to say? Then why should I? You feel me? Like, I'm going to say what I have to say, even if it's against the grain. I've noticed that I've now tell people how it is, because I'm comfortable with myself, and then not everybody knows how to fight. So everybody's just gonna just sit there and argue. You know, I'm like, I'm not the type of nigga to argue. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. If you feel some type of way about it, you gotta punch me in the
I
face.
can definitely tell that since the last time we sat down and did the podcast, your confidence.
Yeah.
It's not cockiness. That's not what I'm thinking of.
Thank you. I appreciate it, because I lost friends. Well, I didn't lose them, but we don't hang out no more. I've heard people saying, "Oh, he's cocky, he's this," and I even had to ask my mom once. I was like, "Mom, I don't feel like you fuck with me anymore."
Nah.
She's like, "Nah, you just cocky now," and I'm
Oh,
like,
she said that?
"Yeah." I'm like,
Man.
I almost died becoming this man. You feel me?
Yeah.
Running 6 miles as a 335-pound person, even though I am in shape, 335 pounds. It's still crazy running 6 miles. You feel me? Or boxing 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds with 15-second rest. I do that now.
Yeah.
So I'm not cocky. I'm confident.
You're more
I know,
confident.
right? I know what I could do. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I've earned.
Yeah.
Like those kicks you were doing, you can't just do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. So when you do it, and you do it well, you gotta tell niggas you do it well. You feel me? Because there's people,
I'm dead.
there's people that be like, oh, that's easy, or if I had practice, then you do it. Then. You feel me? Like, and that's what upsets me, especially when people tell me they want to work out.
Bro, we gotta get you. You gotta let me train you on the kicks.
Bro, man, because
I got a question for you too after
okay.
this.
There's been a part of me that thought about going into fighting.
Yeah.
But then another part is like, man, maybe I need my brain cells a
Man,
little bit more.
Even if you don't go like pro, you can do amateur and just try it out. Just to have that experience.
Because like MMA's dope. I mean, of course, I'm always gonna love boxing over everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you started with.
Yeah, but MMA like jujitsu. That's the fun. I don't know if you've done it. Funnest shit ever.
Ah.
Man, for you guys who don't know, like, and I hate this no Diddy and pause shit.
Yeah.
Because like you try to tell a story, you can't really get a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
But another person on top of you, and you can't get them off of you. That right there is the most humiliating thing in the world. So learning different techniques to stand back up or to at least keep yourself comfortable while this person's on top of you.
Bro, it's training, bro.
It is.
That's what I think is normal, bro. Just being in a lab. I would rather get beat up in training by people who actually respect and care about me than out here get caught lacking. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, and
I appreciate the people. I done got beat up so many times.
man,
I done lost so many fights because I done fought so much. So many. Daddy, you in there?
Yeah,
How many tournaments have I been to? Can you count them?
man. Well,
Okay.
he figured over a 6-year period, he did at least 7. So
what was that, 42?
I had multiple fights at the tournament.
Yeah.
Golly.
so
This nigga, he was Karate Kid.
So he probably had,
Man, I had
he
so
probably
many trophies. It took out the whole garage, like
Man.
6-foot trophies. Taekwondo was my first love.
Yeah,
That was
it's
my
it's
first one.
nice.
It's
It's-
fun,
I
bro.
love those
It's
kicks.
fun. It's
There's
fun.
this guy. I'm gonna have to find him for you, but I think it was Taekwondo. He was something, but he was knocking niggas off with spinning heel kicks
Yeah.
to the body. Like it was nasty. Switch
Is he light
kicks,
skinned?
maybe I believe so, but he wasn't in the UFC.
Yeah.
He was like
Made
in
me
the
think
other
of a dude.
promotions.
Did he have short hair? Low hair?
I
It
think
made
so,
me think of
yeah.
Somebody called Raymond Dings.
All right, but-
He
I
was tough.
think that.
Okay.
Gotta make a move.
All right. Lady too.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
All right.
But yeah, it does. I think that is him. Maybe you can
Raymond
pull it up.
Daniels, He's tough. He's tough.
Was he in kickboxing?
Kickboxing, yeah, he didn't do
Yep.
some fighting or fighting stuff like that.
Yes,
but he,
that
but
guy.
he really, his background is really Taekwondo.
Yes, that
And
dude
he'll
right
pull
there.
off some crazy spin stuff mid exhibition.
Scared these.
Things that people will never try and pull off.
Right.
Taekwondo, it builds some crazy kick fighters. Yeah.
And people don't understand your legs is probably what 5, 6, 7 times stronger than your arms.
Definitely stronger.
Man, and then you kicking somebody in the head, man. That's yeah. But I'll definitely take.
But
those
I didn't
lessons.
broke my hand like hitting people, punch people in the head. So
Yeah.
if you don't know, don't punch people in the head. Don't punch people in the forehead.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of space to work with,
Right.
and it's so easy to miss the margin.
Yeah, we all seen Baby Boy. You gotta aim for the chin,
Yeah.
or the nose. Those are the soft spots.
I'm telling you, bruh. I punch somebody like this.
Ooh.
Don't throw your hook like that. Throw it like this. You know what I'm saying? You got more structure. My pinky was back here.
Golly, or hit him with your palm.
Hit him with your palm.
Slap the shit out of him.
I'm not against the palm.
Yeah.
I'm not against.
Palm
But
swap.
I really like kicking people. It
Oh, it's
changes
nice.
everything,
Yeah.
bro. It changes
And it
everything.
scares somebody, especially somebody who's not comfortable with getting even hit.
Mhm.
You're like, nigga, did you just try to spin and kick me? Never mind, bro. You got
Bro,
it.
you
got it.
I had a situation one time. I'm squaring up with him. He telling me to square up, and I'm in my Taekwondo stance, so I'm
Mhm.
kind of like sideways. You know, and it's also in street fights, people square completely up. They show you they hold torso
Yeah.
and chest, and we finna scrap like
or
that.
they fight like this.
Yeah,
I'm just
they
like,
be
what
having
kind of shit is
different-
this?
They be having different, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in my Taekwondo stance. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of talking shit to him. We was playing basketball.
Oh, might as well.
I told him to go to the other side because he said. He came back down here, you were seeing like that. It started settling in. He really went to the other side. I was
This
cooking
nigga
him though.
this nigga just bitch me? Oh no, we can't have
He
that.
didn't like that because there was other people there. Then out of nowhere, everybody's circling around us. I'm like, bro, I don't want to fight you, bro. Somebody tell them because I really don't want to fight because I
Right.
know like I can easily lose. Like a fight, it can go either way.
Either way.
You know. So I ended up getting in my stance. I already knew the technique I was gonna do. I was gonna open up with a back leg roundhouse.
That's
Boom.
crazy.
That's exactly what I did. He blocked the kick.
Oh shit.
But it, boom, had so much force it still hit him. And then he stopped and he just stared at me. I was still right there bouncing like,
Yeah.
you know, like, what's the next move?
Right.
He was
Kick
like,
your
bro,
chin off.
I never would have expected the next thing that came out of his mouth. He was like, bro, I'm finna get a drink of water. And it was over, bro.
That's
we didn't
crazy.
even have a fight. I had so many times where people just wasn't respecting me. And then, like, I call it a respect kick. Because
Yeah.
I really don't want to fight you and hurt you and harm you. But, like, usually when you get kicked in the head, there's, like, a mutual understanding with men where it's, like, a lot of respect.
Yeah, I've never been kicked in the head, but I understand.
Yeah, it's respect. Like if you spar with people
Yeah.
and then you like, okay, I didn't think you were that good. I see why people having it. It's respect. It's
No,
mutual.
for sure.
And like everybody that I fought, and I like supposedly won or got the better of them, it was never like bad blood or hatred or I got an op now or an enemy. It was always respect. We ended up being cooler after that.
Right. And that's the thing, is we've gotten so, two things. We've gotten so lax on masculinity. So it's like fighting violence is not always the answer, or y'all don't need to fight, or no roughhousing. It's like that's what we have to do in order to get our point across sometimes.
It
And
works.
and then the second thing is guns.
Yeah.
Niggas don't want to fight no more. If we've got comfortable with it's okay to lose, niggas be boxing all the time.
Mhm. Floyd Mayweather made it seem like now it's not okay to lose no more.
Right. Well,
Perfect record.
but that's the thing. He got his ass whooped so many times in sparring though.
Yeah.
We just don't see it.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's the thing. That is what makes a fighter undefeated.
Yeah.
It's those people, like you were saying, having different people around you. There's sometimes some person is better than you at jabbing, and
Yeah.
he's over here tearing you up with jabs.
Yeah.
But then when you fight, when it matters, or when you're in real life and you're fighting somebody with either a good jab or not as good of a jab, you're like, oh, I had to have learned from somebody better. Now I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
And that's what gets you. Yeah, that's what.
experience, man.
And that's what gets you
Experience is
50-0 for sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've met him, but there's a guy who goes to HAC. His name's Malik.
I don't know.
He's like 6'2", 6'3", big as fuck. He's like 3 something. And what I try to tell people is I was 477 pounds fat.
Yeah.
I'm just now getting strong. This nigga was strong forever.
Yeah.
So when he hits me, I'm like, bro, this shit's ridiculous. But when you're saying you, or that respect with people after you fight,
Yeah.
I thought I was better than this man. Because my technique looks better. So
Yeah.
hitting the bag, and he was just over there throwing. I'm like, oh man, I got this in the bag. First time sparring, this nigga hit me in the stomach.
He got scuffled. Up.
He hit me in the stomach and the head with the same hand, and I was like, hold on, nigga, how many arms do you have for real?
Yeah, we boxing. he
Right,
throwing
bro.
them, man.
And then his arms are longer, so I'm the type of guy, like, I'm quick.
Yeah.
And I tried to back up, but he's so long, I'm getting hit at the end of his punches. So now it's like I can't get close because now he's jabbing me. I can't back up because he's jabbing me. And I had to tell Sam, I'm like, Sam, bro, what am I doing wrong? He was like, you just got to find your range. And that nigga, I was like, bro, I'm going to switch up my fighting style. He was like, bro, you're doing the most. Just find your range and you'll be good. And after a while, I got comfortable with getting hit, not as much, but like, yeah, he's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hits hard. Hit him back. Hit
Yeah.
him hard. You feel me?
Yeah.
And there was this sparring session that we had that wasn't recorded, and I did a lot better
Yeah.
because I imposed my will a little bit more than
What's
I
up
did
with
previously.
Yeah. You was kind of like fighting your fight.
Right, and then what kind of helped my confidence is shout out to Malik. This nigga's still strong. I feel like he's stronger than me.
Y'all
But-
recorded?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But we went to Planet Fitness and we were doing chest workouts. He was like, Julian, I don't know how you do this, man. I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm stronger. He's human.
Yeah.
He's human. He's human. And
You box, bro?
yeah, I do.
Both of y'all?
Yeah.
I got a partner that box, man. Professional, bro. His name Andre Brown.
Andre Brown. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you used to work at the dispensary in Jinx?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Y'all remember I used to come in that motherfucker, bro?
Man, it's a glare, so I really can't see you. I see like an outline.
Yeah, man.
But it's nice seeing you again,
You
man.
too, bro. I got this barbershop a couple doors down and shit.
Oh, hell yeah. How much you charge? How much you charge for a regular cut?
Man, 30 basic. But
Okay.
With the razor and enhancements, 35, man.
That's not bad at all.
Good work, though, man.
You have a card or something?
Nah, bro. We open every day but Sunday, though. So.
Okay, which one is it again?
It's 2 doors down.
Oh, 2 doors. Okay, in the shopping center. Okay,
Yep, come see me.
Yes,
when
sir.
You ever need one, man.
For sure.
Both y'all, man.
for sure.
The homie that box, he be in there all the time too.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. I've met. I don't. Do you know Jeremiah Milton?
Yeah.
He was
be
my.
in that.
Yeah, he was my first boxing coach, and then I had him on the podcast not too long ago. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have at least started. Not because of him. Like I wanted to box. but-
Have you boxed Elijah Wan?
no,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
dog.
smooth. He's smooth.
And then like he's a lot smaller than me, but I'm like this nigga. I don't even want to because
Yeah,
he's gonna
smooth.
think he's bigger. I'm gonna hit him harder. No,
Yeah.
nigga, you're a professional. Don't
Yeah,
hit me.
he's smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I found out he was he knew about the truth, I was like, oh shit, like, cause I was talking about it, and we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, didn't know that.
Smooth. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you think? What are your thoughts on a man having 2 wives?
I think as a man,
As a man,
I
like
think
your
that's
own thoughts.
right,
Yeah.
okay, but as a man, I think that's the coolest shit ever.
You think that's dope?
Number 2, it
Do
makes
you
sense.
watch Demons? Like, oh, you got my
course.
hero.
Of course.
Demon Slayer, you know, Tenjin?
Yes.
He got 3
I was
wives.
like, oh, I'm trying to be like him. That's the goal.
That was dope.
That's
that was
the
dope.
goal.
That was dope. That
Man,
was dope. That was
he
dope.
did lose an arm though, but fuck it.
We up 3 wives though. Fuck it. Shout out to Tenjin.
Man.
Okay. All
but
right. What
but
you
yeah,
say?
I think it makes sense for a lot of reasons. So let me just name a couple. So
yeah.
especially just the dynamic of a household. Especially let's just say there's only one child or there's multiple children. You need that partnership when the head of the house is gone. Because normally it's just one woman doing it all by herself. And even if she has to work. Like a lot of men don't feel like it's their place regardless of if it is or not. Like, oh, nigga, I take out the trash or I get the bills, blah, blah, blah. No, there's other things that you can do to help out. But not only that partnership, but also that community. If you have a woman that is like you in the same relationship as you, then it now feels like you have like a release. You're not holding or bottling up things. Like, let's just say you make one of your wives upset.
Okay.
They now have an opportunity to be like, hey, what should I do? Somebody who loves you as well or loves this family.
Yeah.
It's not going to their girlfriends or going to somebody who's like, hey, fuck that nigga. Like, why is he going to do that? No,
Okay.
it makes sense. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's just, I feel like men, I feel like we get women off of attraction, and women more off of emotion. If you're able to stimulate a woman in every possible emotion possible, jealousy, I don't think will even cross her mind. Because what I give to her is different but the same of what I give to you. Like you were saying, she may like anime, you may like working out. If I give her everything she needs in this area and give you everything you need in that area, what's the
problem?
What's the problem?
Yeah.
But with men, they're always going to be gender things. With men, it doesn't work. Because men dominate, especially sexually. If he is doing the same thing that I'm doing to you, it doesn't feel the same. You feel me? Or you giving him, it doesn't work in nature. Like male lions.
You're talking about women having multiple husbands.
Right,
Okay.
right. It doesn't work because there is that masculine energy that's going to collide.
Yeah, men are territorial.
Right, and that's the thing. And once, man, there's this man Ray. We used to work at Planet Fitness. He was like, Julian, I always try to look at the animal kingdom to help me with relationships that I'm going in. And he was like, a lion have multiple women in a pride. Why is that a thing? And I forgot the answer that I said, but now that I got older, it makes sense.
Yep.
He himself is stronger than one female lion.
Yeah.
Them together, of course, can kill him. But them versus another lion or 3 lions, the female lions will all die. So he needs to be that protector.
Yeah.
Why would he get hurt trying to hunt if you are capable of doing that? If I was to hunt and defend, now we're vulnerable. Just like with having multiple wives or having a woman that is submissive to you, if I'm doing everything to shield you from either working or a burglary or things like that, why is it a problem to pick up other things that is either comfortable for you or not as hard? You feel me? Like, not saying staying home is hard or not hard. That shit's difficult.
Yeah.
Making sure everything's good and all this, that's difficult.
Yeah, it's a full-time job, man.
Do you want to be out here welding or do you want to be out here being trash with ladies? No.
Yeah,
Pretty sure you'd rather be home getting your nails done, looking at fucking Real Housewives or something.
Yeah, you'd rather be at home taking care of the children.
Right. So
It's
my,
work.
for sure. So my answer, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
To have multiple women, and that's why I always was commending you on that, because it shows, like I was saying, giving 100% to each individual.
Yeah.
That has to be draining in itself. Like,
Yeah.
men don't get real men don't get appreciation that is necessary. Because with a woman, regardless of what you, as a man, went through the day, if she had a bad day, nigga, it don't matter what you went through. Like, of course, it needs to be spoken about, but that's when you have other men to talk to.
Yeah.
That's when you have a brother, a friend, or a camp to talk to because they understand.
Yeah.
A woman don't want to hear, yeah, but it was hard for me. I felt anxiety. No, you're supposed to be that protector.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
you can be vulnerable in some
That can-
aspects.
in
like,
some aspects.
in some, but like all this extra shit, like it doesn't.
That's
it's not for
anti-seductive,
right.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
it's not for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's for people
certain,
who understand.
Yeah, certain things I'll never go to my wife and confide in them. I would rather just go to my brotherhood
Right.
and confide in them in certain things. Sounds crazy, but it's if you understand how women, things that's anti-seductive, things that's like just not attractive, like from a female's perspective,
Yeah.
then you'll know like it's a safer place to go to your brothers in certain situations.
For
about
sure.
stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, you'll have those women who will rub your back after a long day, who will
Yeah,
love
for
you
sure.
through it.
For sure.
But that only heals the surface of it. But
Yeah,
deeper, how can you tell? I mean, I was raised by women, and when I would tell my mom or grandmother, I feel insecure. I feel fat. I feel this. No, honey, you're beautiful the way you are. Like some
That's what
girl,
they would
will,
say?
yeah, some girl or a girl would love you one day, but as a man, nigga, okay, let's go work out.
Yeah.
Let's go do this.
We
This
better
is how you
fix that shit.
right. This is how you talk to women. This is how you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
A woman can't give you like a lot of things a man can. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I want to say pause, but
Nah,
just
nah, I
okay,
get
good because I
If they clip you, you're good.
oh
You're
no,
good. Somebody clip that. Man.
No.
Get this nigga out of here.
Man.
This nigga bad.
But-
that's two for today. Bro.
I know that's crazy.
No.
Oh.
So I'm with you for polygyny. If y'all don't know, I'm Mahar. Rawchaa, definitely. I'm Mahar, man.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing polygyny for 5+ years, and he actually interviewed me maybe it feel like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
bro. A long time
Oh,
ago.
it was.
So I'm still with those same 2 wives, and we building the structure of our household, and things have definitely got way better.
Yeah.
Polygyny isn't the problem, or let me say this, because a lot of people don't know. There's different kinds of polygamy.
Mm.
Polygamy is just a general term for someone with multiple spouses.
Okay.
Like the word poly, that root or that prefix, that word just means many or multiple. And gamy or game, it just means spouses. So you got many spouses.
Right.
Then you got polygyny,
Mm.
where you got poly, which is many, and then gyny, it goes back to like women, basically women or females in the Greek. So you got many females,
Okay.
many women spouses, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Then you got polyandry, where you got many husbands, many men, and a woman might find herself having 2 husbands,
Oh shit.
which is it's not really practiced that much, just the least practiced form of poly.
Mm-hmm.
You got polyandry. I see that word tossed around a lot of times. Polyandry is basically like, it's not centered around spouses and marriage. It's more so centered around it's basically like an open relationship where
Right.
all parties consent. So it's not like marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So I practice polygyny where I have 2 wives. We don't go downtown to like get married, and we don't do the ring stuff. We're not into that kind of stuff. Because I'm deep in the Bible, and I don't want to involve like the government into my marriage with my wives.
Right.
That's one thing.
And
And that's just not how we had. That's not how I want to do it.
Yeah. And I also feel like the ring or the ceremony that gives it
I'm not against the ceremony.
right, but to me, girls want it when they're kids. Like, oh, this is how I'm gonna have
They
my wedding.
fantasize about
Right.
it,
So when
yeah.
they have it, it's like a birthday or event. Like, oh shit, I can't wait to go to this WWE event.
Yeah.
Then it's over and it's like,
Yeah.
I have the pictures. I have
Yeah. They never really, that whole time growing up, thinking about marriage, they never really focused on being a wife.
Right.
They focused on like having a marriage. Like when I say having a marriage ceremony, That's what they've been focused on.
Mhm.
They haven't really focused on learning how to be a good wife to their husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a way different thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's two different things, like for sure.
Yeah, and I also like how you said I practice this.
Yeah, I practice it. It's a
As
lifestyle, bro.
right, as other people say, I am in this.
Yeah.
Because like you said, every day it's different.
Every day, bro.
There's people you probably know that are like with me. You know, I had sex with a woman that I barely even liked for real, but she liked me, and I was insecure, and I guess we had this trauma bond. We ended up having a kid, and now I hate her when I see her. That's what it feels like, you know?
Yeah.
And if I was to understand that this is how you be a man, this is how you be a boyfriend, like, because being a man, a husband, and a boyfriend are similar but different things.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you have to learn how to be a little bit more sensitive to certain things in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or you have to be a little tougher just out here in the world. You don't let people bully you or push you around. So there's a lot of things that I didn't grow into before I made these decisions. And it showed.
Yeah.
We both had martial arts in our background. If you was just to go to a competition not knowing shit, oh, you're losing every time.
You're gonna get cooked.
Right. So with me, I should have did the same thing. I should have grew. I should have learned. I should have experienced.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Man, I love experience.
Yes.
Experience. They say experience. It beats speed. It beats power.
Right. And that's why I like listening to a lot of famous people who had to struggle a little bit more than others.
Yeah.
So I believe it was, what is his name? The guy who does Family Feud. Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
He was like, man, I didn't get my millions until I was almost 40. But he was like, if I was to get it, if I would have gotten it in my 20s, I would have blown it.
Yeah, you're
If I would have got it a little earlier, I would have not been here.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is going to be something that I am going to have to experience.
Bro, I dislike when people pray for just like the result
Mhm.
that they want. I get it, and I've been in situations where I just play for that result. Like, I don't do that now because I got more understanding now. But like, you'll find yourself asking God, like people who are not moving in the right spirit, they'll find themselves asking God just for like money or a new car or things like that, instead of like the understanding and wisdom and knowledge to be able to maintain those things. Like if you give someone $1 million, like bro, if you ask God for a whole bunch of money, a lump sum of money, you didn't go through those different steps to build up to really have the experience to handle that money, you're just gonna cook yourself. You're just
Right.
gonna hurt yourself even more. So I really frown upon that personally. That's my own personal opinion, but I like to pray for understanding.
Mhm.
I would rather have understanding than like pray for money. Like
Yeah.
you should pray to understand money instead of like, God, please bless me with some money. Ask the Most High to bless you with understanding on money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's way more powerful in my opinion.
Yeah, and that also because I'm not saying he will, but there can be a time he does give you that money, and then you get into bankruptcy, or now you're worse off than you were before, and people don't understand that.
Be careful what you ask God
Right,
for.
like God, he knows all, but he also like he said, he teaches by experience and by
Yeah.
like.
He'd give you over to that.
Right, because like when I was younger, I didn't understand why he keep hardening Pharaoh's heart. Why he keep doing this? Don't you see all this shit that's happening? But he said we do this so the world.
Hello.
I am. He said he does this so the world will know who I am.
Yeah.
Of course, he could have let you go at the locust or at. Oh, I need to catch up. What is the other things? Locust, death. But anyway, let's just.
The water and the blood.
Man, he did everything.
The flies and the gnats, killing the
Goodness.
firstborn, darkness. This is all kind of stuff popping off.
And then let's just say Pharaoh said, okay, the first plague, y'all niggas go.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made
Yeah.
much of an impact now or even then.
Right.
He's like, nah, these we need to show them. We need to show these people who we are for real.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. Who was it? Elijah who was with the other the other pagans and he poured water on his sacrifice?
Yeah.
He was like, I could ask God he come consume it right now, but they'd be like, oh no, it was just an accident, or now let me pour water on it so it really makes it make something. You feel me? And like you were saying, ask for that understanding in this. There was times I would ask for wisdom because Solomon, right? The wisest man on earth in history, but still fell victim to individuals in his older age.
Yeah.
And that in itself is wisdom. Like, he can be the wisest man on earth, but us learning from his downfall doesn't mean it makes us as wise as him, but a little better in that form.
Yeah,
so now we're
experience.
right. So now we're able to at least get what he had, also what he doesn't have. And that's what I don't feel like people understand, or even I did at the time. Like you're saying, people pray for everything.
Yeah.
Why do you want it?
Yeah.
Oh, because it will take care of all of my problems. Why do you have these problems?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if your answer is, oh, because I don't have no money, then you don't deserve the money.
Yeah.
If your answer is, well,
people always want to take shortcuts.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of that.
And I'm the type of individual who I have to tell it how it is. The reason I'm not as far in podcasting is because of me. I don't podcast every day. I don't post my shit on TikTok. I just post it on Facebook that one time.
Chop certain clips that's interesting, drop it on there.
Right, and I need to, because I'll be 27 this year, and I mean, it's not that I'm racing anything, because even, let's just say I pop at 37 and live another 40, 50 years. That's 50, 40 years of having everything that I want, instead of living the 37 years of having nothing. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I want my back end to be more enjoyable than my front end, which is fine. Yeah, everybody wants their life to be, oh, YOLO, we only live once, we have to live it up. Why?
Yeah.
What if what you need to be doing now is getting you to a point to where you can say YOLO comfortably? Or when you're at an age, you're like, man, I've done everything I want to do, I'm ready to die.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of just grinding while you like in your 20s, not being too distracted, kind of putting together a game plan, and building up, your revenue, building your foundation. I'm definitely a big fan of that. Right. I didn't tell you I got 2 businesses.
Oh shit!
I got a cleaning company. Was you aware of that at the first podcast?
I remember the cleaning one, but I didn't think it took off as much as it.
Yeah, I got a commercial cleaning company where we go in, we clean facilities, basically like janitorial, like overnight when the business closed. And that's how I learned that. That's when I started making my first passive income. So that's really dope. I got some dope mentors. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we really trying to grow that. That's really my baby.
Yeah, well, shit. Let's talk about. We'll talk about that. I want to get into more of the polygamy thing.
Polygamy.
Yes, because I remember that you kept posting some stuff about it. Or you have your own YouTube?
Yeah, I got my own YouTube.
Yep. So let's talk about that, the cleaning business, and then Taekwondo. Okay. Because I mean, of course, we can talk about God. I mean, it'll be in everything for sure, but I know it started off with like my 2 years. Let's hear about your 2 years or your last 2 years.
Okay, so my last 2 years, it goes without saying. We're still gonna put the Most High first and everything, keep God's commandments. That goes without saying. We talked a little bit about that, so go watch the first interview.
Yeah, it was great. He called Shaq a coon. It was great. People were like, "Bro, why are you saying that?" I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know, Shaq.
So I really just kind of been documenting some of the journey on my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Kind of just documenting some of the journey. I'm not so much like doing anything crazy, but the lifestyle is crazy. The lifestyle is dope, So that's kind of it's just who I am. So Mahar is the brand, and I'm just documenting what I do, Yeah. So a big part of my life is, God already said that, polygyny. So I got 2 wives, I got 2 kids. I'm like 26-year-old. I got 2 businesses. I got a commercial cleaning company, and that's really great. That's my baby. That was my first company. I've been doing that since 2023. And then last year, I actually fell into this because I never really wanted to have multiple businesses. I learned from my business mentors that tell me, like, to really get rich, to really get a lot of money, you don't want to spread yourself thin.
Right.
A lot of people say you need all these different multiple incomes. that is true, but you really want to focus on one income to like get all your wealth or your money. And then when you get all your money, then you diversify and get multiple streams of income to protect your money, you know, to be wealthy.
Right.
So I wasn't really interested in having two businesses, but the opportunity landed in my lap because I was doing driving as a day job for a friend.
Okay.
Right. So working on my cleaning company, but I can't live off my cleaning company and expect it to grow. So I was working for my friend, and that was great. He had a contract, and I was doing independent. I've been dropping information about that on my Facebook a little bit, more on my YouTube though. So independent carrier is basically where what I've been doing is picking up pharmaceutical drugs and taking them to different cities and towns.
Oh wow.
So I got a designated route. I do the same deliveries every day, and you know they pay me like almost $300 a day.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta have you gotta have a good clean record. You need obviously a driver's license, and you need a reliable vehicle.
Right.
That's like the basic things. You need some insurance. So I was just working for him, and I didn't have to pay for gas. I didn't have to pay for anything. Gas is like the biggest expense you're gonna have on a weekly basis, month to month basis. Like in a month, I'll spend like $1,500 on gas. You know, but just from that alone, like I'll probably bring in like if you go watch my videos, like $6,000 a month.
Oh hell
with
yeah.
that. But I'm there. That's my day job.
Right.
You know, so I could put someone in there and make passive income, but for what I'm trying to do, my cleaning company isn't big enough for me to live off of.
Right.
It's not really. That's not the goal. That's gonna be my passive income. That's how I'm gonna leave. That's how I'm gonna go out of America. You know, that's one of the big plans. So I plan on taking me and my family and moving out of the country. Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere out of the country soon. We was thinking about different places, but yo, Soldier Malachi, what's good? You finna get something to drink?
Oh yeah.
Okay, brother.
Uncle Steve, make me believe.
Yes, sir. Okay, so independent carrier is definitely. He actually does independent carrier with me too.
Okay.
He drives out from here to Arkansas. We both got routes and stuff. Some of the other. I put a lot of people on low key. Tap in. We're gonna go make some money. We're gonna work together. We're gonna make money. I'm
actually
not
looking for
gonna,
a job.
You looking for a job?
Yeah.
You got clean record driving stuff? No,
Yeah.
no DUI and stuff
Nope.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's routes you can even do. I see the SUV is yours.
Mhm.
You good?
Bro, you need to watch my Facebook. I be running it in my Ford Focus sometimes because the route be like my route is kind of smaller. So
Yeah.
you might be able he runs his in a minivan.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So I got a cargo van. You really want a cargo van because it be a lot of freight sometimes. So.
Yeah.
So that's been going good. That's great. That's really what takes care of all of my responsibilities. Take care of my household. Got 2 stay-at-home moms. I take care of all of the bills and stuff. They help me build up my cleaning company. My dad helps me with my cleaning company. Shout out to him because he building up his
Yeah.
brand.
Whenever you can come and say hello.
He building up his brand. You know what I'm saying? He building up his brand.
Yeah.
He lit. Jump in here.
Y'all did like this in the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm
look
like
at
this
this.
too.
Look at this.
He got it from me.
Bro, he's 60, bro.
No.
I'm not 60. Jeez.
He's 58.
Damn. So he's like my mom's 40 something.
Yeah.
And,
Put me on blast.
Bro, he's 60.
oh yeah. See guys, I need to get like that.
Hey, look, he
Oh.
rounding up. He
He
rounding
rounded
up.
up.
I stay rounded
Yeah,
up.
let's talk about 200.
Ass round up on him.
Man.
No, but yeah. That's basically it. And I'm an officer in the camp of Sons of Jacob Tulsa, so we always gonna be in the scriptures. We got soldiers. Today we actually worked out with all our soldiers, so like the lifestyle it's lit, bro. Taking care of my family, growing
Yeah.
our companies, developing myself. I'm big on self-development. Entrepreneurship is a must. That's kind of just me.
And it sounds like you're free.
I'm free.
And that's what it,
Yeah.
right? And it, I don't know. I like just saying that whole thing. It sounds like you've been doing this longer, or that you have $1 million company because of how
Nah, I ain't
comfortable. Well, no, that's what.
That's what it sounds
But that's
like.
what it
but I
sounds
ain't got
because
no
like,
money.
well, because of how comfortable and confident you talk about yourself and what you do.
Oh, okay.
You know, a lot of people, like even the polygamy thing. Some people are not comfortable just saying it.
Nah,
You
I'm
feel
out
because
there.
they want to tend to everybody else.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter. Like if I'm talking about God to somebody on the podcast, white, black, whoever, I'm like, hey, I believe people in the Bible are black. So
Yeah.
this is why I feel like we're this and that.
Yeah, it's
but
not even
other people,
disrespect,
right?
you know
Other
what I'm
people would be like, oh no, and then it kind of makes me laugh when I have like other white people on there. But oh no, I don't think God's white either. I think he's.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, that's not me. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
You know me, but
That's just my belief.
yeah, it's just
You can do
just-
whatever you want.
Right. That's just what I've learned and figured out. But
yeah. That's
but
good.
yeah, it's. I mean, even with the pastor that basically like raised me in the church,
Yeah.
I talk to him how I talk to you.
Chill.
Like,
You're just
yeah,
being yourself.
right? Because at the end of the day, he's a man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I'm a man now. Like he knows that I believe God's black. He knows all of this, but there's still that mutual respect because of
Yeah.
us being men or him being
Yeah.
a person that I looked up to for a long time.
For sure.
So yeah, it was just it's something that I wanted to put out there.
It was
Like
worth
yeah,
mentioning,
yeah,
for sure.
just
I
hella
appreciate it.
comfortable.
I hope it don't come off cocky. I'm really not a cocky
And if
person.
it is, it's whoever is feeling that way, it's on them.
Yeah,
Because like we were saying, you earned this. You worked for this.
It just is what it is, bro.
Right? Like I don't know, man. Like so I have another podcast partner that we do comic book podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I started working out probably 6 months, 7 months before him. He started seeing the weight loss that I was doing, and then he started working out. This man, he's like probably 60, 70 pounds down, ripped as hell, and I'm like, nigga, why are you stronger than me now?
Yeah.
But I'm not the type of friend who will hate,
Yeah.
because I know that he is doing the same thing that I'm doing. And if I'm feeling it, I know he's feeling it. So there's a respect level.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. He wasn't 477 pounds. You feel me?
Right.
It's me.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to dap everyone up who is successful or who's doing what they need to do, and
That's the
I'm
way.
going to get there.
That's the way it should be, bro.
Right. And I don't know if it's like this for you before you had kids, but after I had my son, I had to become a different type of man. So whatever I tell my son I want him to be like or to do, if I don't do it, then I feel like a bitch.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I tell my son if somebody hits you, hit him back, and somebody slaps me in my face and I don't do nothing, how can I look at him in his face and try to tell him what to do? What did have you seen the Kevin Hart skit when his dad got beat up by somebody? He was like,
I
yeah,
don't know
my
if I've seen it.
he was like, my dad tried to tell me to take out the trash. He was like, shut up before I go get Steve. He was like, boy, you was something else. But it's like that. It's like once your children see that you're not who you portray you are,
Yeah, you lose respect.
it's so much respect.
Yeah.
And now you can't talk to them any type of way.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
like
you
not
don't-
that authority.
Right, and that's how it is with my. Of course, I still hear the wisdom and the stuff. No, I wouldn't say. I mean, sometimes my dad gives some wisdom, but I hear like the lessons he tries to tell me.
Yeah.
But on other things, I'm like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, especially like with raising a son.
Yeah.
I do this. I do this with Elijah. Oh, maybe you need to be. Nah, you can't tell me how to. You feel me? Because you wasn't that.
I feel that.
Especially with like my son don't eat pork, and everybody that I tell this, they're like, Julian, why or why can't he have
They
this?
think you're a Muslim.
Right. Some people do,
Yeah.
but other people don't understand. It's like this boy's mine. You feel me? Like whatever I do with him, that's not hurting him or illegal or whatever. Y'all don't. It's none of y'all business.
Yeah.
You feel me? If he's not sitting here saying, "Oh, my daddy's doing this to me," then I don't like it. Why is it
Yeah.
a problem? You know, I had to get on to my mom once because I told my son something, and she was like, "Oh no, you don't have to do that." And I was like, "Oh, let's not. Don't ever tell my son not to do something I told him to do."
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah,
if he's at your house and oh yeah, Gigi, you can have a cookie, blah blah blah. But if I'm here and I tell him not to have a cookie, the boy's not having no damn cookie.
Yeah.
Because when you're gone and he looks at me like, my Gigi will let me have it, yeah, we're doing some shit. You won't see her again. And people think that's being a dick or being mean, but that boy has to respect somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? Especially coming out in this world, being a black boy, you have to have that calm-headedness because you can lose your life really quickly
For sure.
on people who just don't like you because you're breathing.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's a big thing that I try to do. So with these businesses that you were establishing and building, was cleaning the main thing, or is that just something that you were like, it's everybody needs something to clean, you know, or was that something that you always been into? Like, nigga, I have to have a clean house, or I have to have.
That's actually a good question. So, my second wife, she was given to me by her dad.
Okay.
And whenever I took her as my wife, he was actually in that industry and in that field.
Okay.
And I would help him out with cleaning. Then it turned into where I lost a job. It was like COVID 2020, like around that time. And he was just paying me under the table. And me and his daughter, which is my wife, we were doing that. And then, like, it was the best job I ever had. It was so much freedom. Like, you could go in anytime you want for the most part. I was getting paid like full time, but I was working like halftime hours.
Oh damn!
Like it was just the money was cool. The time I had freedom. I didn't have nobody breathing over me. I worked with like me, my wife, my father-in-law, just a whole bunch of friends and family.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. We did that for a few years. Like we cleaned all of Catoosa, middle school, high school, elementaries. Then the next year we went to Bixby, and we cleaned the middle school, high school, and elementaries. And I really just appreciated the experience, but then it kind of turned sour because we didn't have the contracts. We could have been making more money, and then how they just treated us, it was poor. So it ended up coming to an end, and then my father-in-law, his father got sick, so he needed to be his caretaker or caregiver, one of those. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? So we had like a team of 9, but when the leader of who put it all together kind of fell out, all of it kind of crumbled. But nobody took it personal because we understood the situation.
Right.
But it was the end of the year. One of the bad things was when we cleaned those facilities in the summer, because we cleaned the schools. So in the summer, they weren't occupied, so we were out of money in the summer.
Right.
But I ran up my first like $20,000 doing that.
Damn.
Yeah, me and my wife, we had food stamps busting. You hear
Hell
me?
yeah.
Getting paid under the table.
Living it up.
Getting paid weekly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like nobody would have known I was up that much money.
And he's this strong. I would have been fat. I already got fat, nigga. We didn't even have that much money.
Bro, it was just yeah. I always had a decent relationship with money. Like never really just had any like super big strongholds or problems or super big desires. Like growing up, like in high school, I was already familiar with making my own money in high school, buy my own cars, and I was living a certain lifestyle.
Right.
Y'all can already imagine. So I was familiar with money, so I wasn't a stranger to it. So having a large sum of money, it wasn't like new to me. I was chilling. We were chilling. We had everything we needed. So whenever that went sour, it just was like I wanted to have my own. That way I could get my own contracts and make more money.
Right.
And I just wanted to work for myself, basically. But then I ran into my business mentor through a friend, and it kind of just took off from there. I just learned from him. He's out in Florida. Shout out to AJ Sims. He's been really helpful when it comes to just experience and game in the cleaning industry and just business in general.
Right. And I don't think that's what people understand is there's different realities in life. Like people think it's poor, middle class, and rich, which there is. But when you meet people that are doing something for themselves and by themselves, that is a whole different type of reality to be in. Like you said, that freedom or that understanding of money or businesses, that gives you a different type of edge to other people that just work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like me, that's the reason I started podcast. I wanted to work for myself. Yeah. I don't want to clock in. Like doing something every day. Like when I see people, this is their 40 years of being at the company. I can't do that. Yeah. That's not me. Like I have to have something where it's different every day, or even if it's like, let's just say cleaning, but it's different places, or like you're not gonna do it the same way every time because there may be something different at this location that's not at this location.
Yeah.
But clocking in every day is just something that I couldn't imagine doing.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to see other individuals along that way as well.
There. You can get whatever you want, man.
Huh?
You looking for him?
No.
See?
Oh, no. He said I can get whatever I want.
Yeah, it looked like you was gonna walk
see,
out
you
like.
see this?
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm gonna get whatever I want now. Whenever I want. I'm gonna fucking
And look,
pack
and look,
all this shit up.
Look. It looked like he was looking for somebody, and like we wasn't selling alcohol, so you finna walk out. I'm like, nah, bro, get you something, whatever you
Nah,
want.
I just come say I work
Oh,
at
okay.
the dispo next door.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of entrepreneurship. It's definitely pros and cons, and a lot of people don't know. Whenever you start entrepreneurship, like it's a roller coaster, and it's hard, it's difficult. Like your business don't make enough money for you to just survive off. Like the business needs money.
Right.
It's like a baby, you know.
Mm-hmm.
First you gotta raise the baby. Then one day the baby might be able to take care of you if you treat it right. So, but I definitely don't like the idea of just using my best years for someone else.
Right.
And after 40 years, like what did he get? He worked 40 years for a company and they gave his ass like 40 fucking
sausage roll.
40 sausage rolls. He retired. He gave them 40 years. They gave him 40 sausage rolls. They couldn't give him a vacation or something.
Right.
Like Belize.
They couldn't even give him a used car,
a
Facebook Market car.
something, bro. They gave his ass 40 sausage rolls. For every year that he worked, they gave him a sausage roll.
Right.
That's insanity. So, even if you're doing something slow motion better than no motion, you working on a side hustle or a business, you spend $50 or $100 or you gonna waste money. You might as well, waste it on
It feels good in
something
here.
that could potentially benefit you. No, you're good. You're good. You might as well invest it in yourself to some degree, even if it's a waste, even if it never makes you money.
Yeah, and I feel like if you do that, even if it doesn't make money, you should, at the end of the day, be happy. Like, the reason I hate team sports now is because of boxing or everything that I've done by myself.
Yeah.
I know what I can put in. I know what it takes to at least get to a certain level. So if somebody's not doing the same, it makes me so mad. So having my own business or having it to where it's on me, fail or succeed,
Yeah. You can
I'm
live with that.
I'm better living with that than the company's shutting down because we don't have no money. Nigga, no, I'm out of a job. Like, I'd rather at least it be me. You feel me? But no.
I gotta take this. I think my wife needs some money.
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, guys, just have your own business.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at it right now. All right. Let's see here. $40. Bear with me.
No, take your time,
I do
man.
gotta jet out here in a second too.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
How
well,
long do your podcast usually be?
about an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah, we're at 117.
We was cooking though.
Yeah, I mean, I had one that's like 2 hours. But yeah, okay, so two more things, and then
Okay.
we could be done.
Okay, bet.
All right, so I know we touched on it a little bit, but the polygamy
Alright, we
thing.
good?
Yeah.
What made you feel comfortable with doing it?
Found a new
What
spot.
made your wives feel comfortable with being a part of it?
Thank you.
And what is it like having, I guess it's a 3-part question,
Woo! I'm going.
somebody giving you their daughter? You feel? Because that's not a traditional thing.
That's dope. It is, but not here.
Okay, right,
So
right.
I'll start with the first one. What was the first one?
What made you get into polygamy?
What made me get into polygyny is the Bible,
Okay.
in simple terms. In society in America, it's wrong
Right.
for you to have multiple women. It's wrong for you to, step outside of one woman, basically. And that's just how society looks at it.
Right.
It's just monogamous society.
Mhm.
So whenever I read the Bible for myself, when I studied the Bible, I seen that God did not frown upon it how your day-to-day Americans do.
Yeah.
So when I seen that it wasn't a sin and it is not frowned upon by our people in the Bible, it gave me the courage to do it.
Mm.
What was the second part?
The second part is what made your wives comfortable with being a part of it?
My first wife, she's Hispanic. We are high school sweethearts. Bless her heart. She just loves me so much.
Mm.
That's really what it came down with. I think that she just was so attached to me and loved me and cared about me so much and just wanted to be with me no matter what. She was willing to do something that she didn't want to do to be with me. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest, that's really what it was.
And that's a dope thing
Yeah.
because now you showed her
Yeah.
like
this can work. It is
right,
good.
that you made the right choice, or that I love you as well,
Yeah.
and this is a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's really dope. All right,
And over time, she ended up believing in the Bible how
Oh,
I do,
good.
and she knows that it's not wrong. There's just a lot of beautiful things. Like, they get along well now,
Mhm.
so over time,
yeah,
it works.
that's good. And then the third one, having your father-in-law give you his daughter. How does
So, like I said, it really just goes back to the Bible. So
right?
I'm deep in the Bible at this time.
This man, I'm sorry, guys. When I first met this man, or we had the podcast, this man knew so many, and that's what I love about Israelite
Yeah.
camps, is they literally know everything about everything. Not really, but
Yeah.
like
They can
it's,
show you.
it's impressive.
Yeah.
Like out of every, they be like, just give me the first little sentence of this verse, and I know it. I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
chill, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
I
so-
used to be like hyper focused on that, but now after being in the truth for 7 years or so, maybe more,
Mhm.
late 2018, 7-8 years, I just know how to just calm down and just be casual,
Right.
you know, with my like religious beliefs and stuff. So I can just be casual, like, and not mention anytime. Like back in the day, like I had to mention the Bible. I gotta like, but now I'm more like chill. And it's like, you know, just,
Right.
it's not for everybody.
Mhm.
Everybody isn't gonna get it. Like the scriptures speak on it.
for sure.
You know. So Jeremiah is my father-in-law. I actually
Great
just
man.
left the gym.
Oh, was he there?
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
yeah.
great man.
Like me and him, we'll chop it up about like me getting a third wife and him getting another wife. Like our relationship is like
Yeah.
it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So
Right.
what happened is I became a part of the camp.
Mhm.
A camp is like just a group of people. It's like an organization, and we teach the Bible. And we just got structure, we got order, we got rules, and we just follow the Bible.
Right.
So he's seen my personality. He's seen just how I handled myself. And he has a daughter who's like, we're like 5 days apart in age.
Oh, okay.
So we're just like close in age. I took an interest in his daughter. I didn't know he had daughters. But one day he started bringing them to the camps, like when we teach the Bible, and they'll
Okay.
sit the chairs down and they'll listen. And then like we were going to Oklahoma City one time, and I was like, you know, you want me to carry the chair for you? Because I can't, there's a lot of respect there. Like the line in the sand is like this thick. Like you can't cross it. You know, like that's the big bro in the
Right.
camp. So to be super respectful, just to approach his daughter and try and mack her down, like that's not a real thing. So just that gesture alone, it showed like that I was interested almost.
Mhm.
That happened earlier that day. After camp, we went to one of the brothers back. We had like a retreat and we all kicked it, ate food, hung out, played chess, played video games, and we just hung out after we talked the Bible.
Right.
And his daughter was there too, and then they were finna leave. I was like, all right, cool, I'll walk y'all out. And then I grabbed their chair again. And then he was like, hey, are you interested in my daughter? I was like,
Hey, in front of everybody, or was that?
this is as we're walking
Oh,
to the car.
okay.
This is how, so it was me,
Hey,
him,
yo.
everybody. No, it wasn't that crazy. So as I'm walking him out, it's like late at night too.
Mm.
So as I'm walking him and his daughter out to the car, he just asked me if I was interested in his daughter, and I was like, yes. Mind you, he already was aware that I have a wife,
Mhm.
because that's just the culture. Having multiple wives is
Right.
the culture. So this would be a dope clip too.
Yeah.
So he allowed us to exchange numbers. He was like, yeah, y'all can exchange numbers. And it was that. So that night when I got home, I told my wife, like, you know, we need to talk. She was actually drinking that night.
Oh,
so
damn.
using wisdom, I was like, we're gonna talk in the morning.
Yeah.
So we rolled over in the bed
Smart
in the morning.
man. Smart man.
We rolled over in the morning, and I just told her what it was. Like, I'm courting. Courting is like, you know, we getting to know each other, and it's like serious. Like we don't in the
Like talking stage to you younger
yeah,
people.
like a serious talking
Yeah.
stage. Like we court for marriage. We talk for marriage, like
Mhm.
to really be together forever. So I told her that, and she was pretty hurt about it. But that's how it started.
Yeah.
You know. Then when I actually made her my wife,
Right.
we kind of separated, but then she came back. So.
Yeah. And see, I feel like a lot of women, they, of course, sometimes, well, to me, sometimes they understand that it makes sense, but when they start hearing it from other people, like, girl, why would you be a part of that? Or you're
Yeah.
dumb for being a part of that.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
it starts to make them believe that they feel that way for real.
Yeah. They
You
just
know,
get influenced.
right? And you just have to be your own person. So that's really unique, and I'm happy for all three of you and your kids.
Yeah.
And
If y'all don't know,
I mean, I know. Are both of them the
Both of them.
mom, or like is
Yeah.
it one and one?
One of them, one and one.
Okay.
Both of them have one of my children.
Okay.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
first wife, she has my daughter, and my second wife has my son.
Okay, and
My second wife actually had my first child too.
oh, dope.
Yeah.
So people may want to know this. I
Okay.
would want to know this, but they don't. What y'all having sex? They don't do the. They
Nah,
are
they
not-
don't date.
Okay.
No, it's not like that. You know.
I didn't know because I know two women together, but if y'all is with a man, like how does?
Yeah. So there's a lot of different perspectives on that. So basically, me and my household, we don't do threesomes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Does that help answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But is
I think
that a
it's
sin in
like
itself? If they
A
do
lot.
it to each other.
Just them two?
Yeah, but you're there too.
Oh, like a threesome?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's different.
Right.
It's different perspectives.
Oh, okay.
on it. So I'm kind of in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I scriptures that kind of gesture towards no, scriptures that gesture towards yes.
Mm.
You know, and then there's wisdom. And I know, like, I got big brothers who got multiple wives, 2 wives. I got a big brother who he's working on his 7th wife.
Damn.
They all live in the same household.
Damn.
I'll probably link you up with him. Like, he got books, like 4 volumes, books just centered around polygyny.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Dope.
And I got other man. He got like 5 wives, 4 wives. You know, some brothers in the camp got
Yeah.
multiple wives. So what was told to me by one of the elders is basically like whenever you allow them to just take pleasure without you being there,
Hmm.
it can really change like just a
We don't need this nigga.
yeah, it can really
Basically.
change that.
Right.
So, and then like there's a scripture. The law doesn't just say women shall not lay with other women as they lay with men.
Mm.
It don't say that.
Right.
But there is a scripture in Romans that say women left their natural use of a woman and went to go be with a woman, and that's not good.
Yeah. Right.
But it does say in the law that, and this is me just being honest with y'all. I'm not telling y'all. I'm not advocating for y'all to do this. I advocate for people to keep God's commandments.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to make certain things that's not a sin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that would be a sin. If you try and say something is a sin and it's not a sin, then you're in sin.
Right.
That makes sense? Like
Mhm.
people say that using a curse word like shit
Right.
is a sin.
Wait,
not
just
sin.
words. It's just
yeah,
language.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bastard language. We speak
Right.
in English. It's
Right.
not a curse is really when you say like, I hope you die today.
Hmm.
I hope you're gonna get hit by a car today. That's me cursing you, and that would be a sin. So,
Right.
To sum up my long-winded, what is it called? Monologue, damn near, because you ain't said that in a
Yeah,
second.
that's all right.
A man laying down with another man is a sin,
Correct.
because the law says that.
Right.
But it doesn't say a woman laying with another woman is a sin.
Mm.
Not point blank in
Yeah.
the law.
Right.
But there is scriptures that give you to understand
That she only left to a woman, not with a man, because she
Basically.
left her natural
yeah.
to go. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah. So Romans chapter 1 and verse 25, and if you read it down, it says, a natural use for a woman is that she goes be with her husband. She
Right.
goes be with a man. But women neglected that. Men neglected that, start being with other men. But then there's the whole threesome thing, and there's not a law that says that a man can't have sex with 2 women at the same time.
Right.
But there's a lot of wisdom, and there's a lot of things that's frowned upon in history. So just take a deep dive into polygyny itself. Me currently, I don't practice threesomes and whatnot, but there's some people who do.
Yeah. Read the Bible, guys.
Yeah, read the Bible.
All the answers are in there.
For sure. If you want to have a strong polygynous household, like all of the wisdom I got, like majority of it came from the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely made me have a strong foundation. For sure.
As it should, man. It's such a beautiful and unique book that can't be
It's a lot.
contradict. Right.
Yeah.
It makes sense regardless of time, history, place. And it was really interesting because I don't know if you remember the first time I even heard about the truth. So, of course, my dad was in it, but I was on a mission trip and this drunk black guy came. I assumed he was drunk.
Yeah.
But he came up, he was like, "This is what God looks like. This is the crown of thorns." And it was the hair and things like that.
Dang.
And me and my pastor was basically, I wouldn't say ignored, but like we didn't interact, right?
Yeah.
We got back in the RV and we left. And then years later, I saw it again and I was like, okay, this shit's been
Yeah.
around longer than I
So
even.
the seed was planted just by seeing a picture
Right.
and some intoxicated looking dude.
For sure. That, and also, it's always been there. The truth has always been there.
Yeah.
So why does it take so long for it to, like you said, not everybody's going to understand it.
Yeah.
So for it to be there forever, it really shows how unique it is because whatever I would have read then would still be relevant now.
Yeah.
But no, it's unique.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you about the Taekwondo, but I know you gotta get up out of here.
I gotta get up out of here, but I'll take another question though.
All right, so Taekwondo. You said you were doing that since you were in middle school.
Yeah.
What started that? Because that's different. You know,
Yeah.
some people do karate, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, but Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. So it's a dojo.
That's that movie shit, right?
Yeah. So Taekwondo is like a dojo out in like North Tulsa, like Gilcrease Hills area.
Okay.
Yeah, LK Wills. I definitely still mess with that dojo and the people that's there. They like black people. They
Dope.
tough.
Okay.
They go, you heard of Larry Wells? He be at HAC.
Really?
Yeah, that's like big bro. That's like sensei.
Damn.
But his daddy trained me,
Mm.
and then he trained me too. So both of them was like
Right.
sensei. Yeah.
Man, that's dope. Well, I guess that's. Well, yeah, I'll let you get up out of here. Fuck
Okay,
it.
hold on.
Okay.
I didn't answer the question. So
Oh, okay, cool.
The answer to the question is
Sounds like
actually-
it. My bad.
My bad. So the answer to the question is, I actually was getting bullied in like, I used to do a lot of bullying too,
Mm-hmm.
but when I got to middle school, I'm a sixth grader, I was getting bullied by like bigger kids.
Right.
And then like, it was a whole ordeal. I didn't even understand at the time that that's why it all transpired the way it did. But my grandmother actually put me in it.
Mm.
I believe she started paying for it, and I was just extremely good at it.
Yeah.
And then my dad just kept up with it after that.
Yeah. It's a unique fighting style. I'm definitely gonna do
Take me
these
up on
kids.
that, bro.
I'm definitely am.
Yeah.
And you already know how to fight, so I don't know. I don't think my boxing's gonna do anything. So.
No, we can even spar too, bro. I need to sharpen up on my boxing too.
Man, I got gloves in the car. I got headgear, so
Bro,
whenever.
it's crazy. I got gloves in my car
Really?
too.
Bro,
I got
a-
some mitts and stuff.
But it's a boxing is such a beautiful thing. I have my
Yeah.
son in it. Of course, he's in basketball now, but yeah, boxing. I feel like everybody should get punched in the face at least once.
Yeah. it's
People
helpful.
won't say a lot of shit that they be saying.
Yeah.
Because it just takes one punch.
Yeah.
I need to get some water.
Yeah. Get some water, man. This is different.
Oh man, well check out Mahar's YouTube channel. I'll put it below if you just want to see.
It's
it
just
to me.
Mahar Rawchaa.
Okay, Mahar Rawchaa.
Yes, sir. Tap in. I go over polygyny, obviously, just my lifestyle, entrepreneurship, self-development, and I'm pro Bible. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what you can expect to get if you tap in with my YouTube, and that's basically my what do they call it? My MO. That's my tag or my name for most of my. I'm talking about my name. What is it called? My name on all of my social medias is Mahar Rawchaa.
Okay.
So
On
you-
all platforms.
On all platforms.
All
basically.
platforms.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, guys. From us to you all, may your pain be champagne.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.